Do you ever wonder why an addicted person goes through rehabilitations and yet resumes their old behavior? Or have you even experienced one who sees no need for his or her behavior change? Today we are looking at understanding addicts and how to help them. If you need any assistance or support, kindly reach out to through my contact below. My name is Rechael Mbugwa. Thank you so much for your support. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Heart Clinic. Let's talk. Any addicted person was once sober until something happened. This occurrence could be a one-time traumatic experience or a gradual, consistent occurrence. You may be wondering, what are traumatic experience? Loss of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of a title, loss of health, career, grade, lifestyle, marriage, family, children, or even pregnancies. Those are traumatic experiences. And then what are gradual occurrences? Experiences. If you have gone through experience of a rejection, isolation, low esteem, lifestyle lack of a child, those are gradual occurrences. So either of the two occurrences could cause a traumatic experience. When these occurrences happen, psychologically, their stability is shaken and unpleasant bad memories emerging, causing a very bad feeling that are generated in them. In search for a better feeling, the substance available that suits them best becomes their friend. They have no worries about the future or even their intake frequency, which totally depends on how long one dosage may last them and their ability to even access another one. Their biggest achievement is getting the next dose. It is the gradual use of substance that causes them to become addict, and that's why we call them addicts. Today we look at the example of a fireman who once had a traumatic encounter that saw 10 people perish in a fire. Yet he was the commander-in-chief of the squad. He got a back injury which caused him to step out of the work as a fireman. These occurrences caused him to seek relief from the painkillers or even the medication that he was getting, and even to an extent he looked for alcohol. As a result, he lost his family and was living in a wrecked car. 4 years into addiction, he encountered a stranded lady and was trying to help them because she had a flat tire. And in the process of helping her, a car hit them from behind, and that's how he got into an accident. Firemen, the nearby fire station came to their rescue, and this is how he got help. Substance soothing may mean a temporary excitement or a temporary ability to forget the occurrence that happened. This practice prevents the brain from being able to face the reality of the occurrence, and hence making the person become fixated on that occurrence that caused them to be in this addiction. Normally, our brain have the ability to solve problem or even develop a mechanism. We call it a coping mechanism. But when substance is used to suppress the thoughts or even the feeling, the incidents or the occurrence remain unresolved. Each time the addict sobers up, the incidents replays in their mind and the fresh occurrences that tortures them and drives them to look for another substance that can calm their feeling. Without them knowing, this causes or this develops to a trend that forms a behavior that creates a character, and that's why we call them addicts. Despite them having a helping, kind heart, they justify their current situation by lying.
There's in Denver, Bloom.
Yeah, few, sure.
You miss being on the job?
Yeah.
As they totally avoid anything that may trigger them to remember the occurrence that happened. Those occurrences that bring bad memories, they don't remember exactly what happened, and they will rather lie. Some will even hide when they see you, some will even run, than face the reality. They also resent friends. Have you found an addict who does not want to relate with his old friends? A colleague who lost a job who does not want even to see his old friends? They resent friendship and they show that like they are not interested with anything. They shut out everyone from their life. Some have even isolated themselves. Some have even run away from their own family due to the feeling of rejection. Some feel shame. Some even feel that they are embarrassment to their own family. This causes them to feel a need to be on their own or to isolate themselves.
Look, I appreciate the invite down to the station house. I do. But I'm not the social type. So you take care of yourself.
Look, Bloom, I know what you're going through. Been there myself.
You don't know anything about me. Nothing.
Most of the addicts will tolerate their imprisoned state until they are in trouble and they want to be bailed out. Do you know of someone who is an addict and will only call when they are in trouble? And the family will come rushing to bail them out in the name of helping. But some of them will always give a condition. We will not help you until you agree to go for rehab. Some will say, we will not help you until you agree to come back home. They are coerced. We call this arm twisting. You're trying to help, but you have to force your way in to try and help the addict. Some will agree out of consideration, but it is not because you have the interest of helping them. Our efforts to help them recover, we hardly ask ourselves, by the way, what was the cause or what was the underlying issue that caused this person to become an addict? We rushed them to a rehab, maybe for 3 months or so. Let me ask you, have you ever helped an addict? Was it out of love or was it because you felt embarrassed? Or did you find this person embarrassing to the family? Are you trying to cover up the shame that comes with dealing with an addict? It is important to ask ourselves, what is our motive when you're helping out an addict? Unfortunately, the addict will pick the statement that we say. For example, you know, when you drink, you embarrass the family. You do not do that in such a meeting. Are you saying that to an addict because you love them or because you're embarrassed with their action during that family meeting? So some of us mostly reach out to help them because we are feeling shame instead of loving on them. Meaning, they are not so concerned with the underlying issue of the addict. They only want to get this person sober so that they can safeguard the name of this person and they can avoid the shame that comes to the family or through his actions, causing the addict to even notice, you guys don't love me. You're only here helping me because you want to safeguard the name of my father or you want to safeguard your own reputation. At times, the helpers feel so angry. We have tried to help you. You cannot be helped. We've sold our land so that we can take you to the rehab and you never even recovered. They are so angry. And this anger is caused because of the resources they have given out in the name of trying to help you. But they feel like you're not reciprocating them. This effort of frustration gives them anger. Instead of them loving or offering their help out of love, they do it with a lot of anger. In my many years of practice, I've witnessed people who purpose to get help and they got it. I've also seen people who are forced to go for rehab and they recovered after they made this decision, a personal decision. Recovery is a personal decision. A personal decision. It is very hard for an angry person to get help or even listen to a counselor or even an advice. Most people in the rehab, they receive therapy after detox. At this point, their body are excreting all substances and some are experiencing withdrawal syndromes. With all this emotion emitted in them, they are sent to go see a therapist. What do you think they are going to talk about? They are going to air out their frustration. These people brought me here. They don't even love me because their body is undergoing withdrawal. And in their mind, they feel they were forced to come here. And the only thing that can be addressed in the therapy room, it is their bad emotions. And mostly, they will not even be able to address the cause or the occurrence that caused them to get into addiction. They only focus on the pain, people that brought them, how they don't love them, and how they are pushing them away to recover. Ideally, I would like we approach helping addict in a different way. This is what I would recommend. Introduce your addict to a counselor and let them connect. It may seem awkward, but leave them to connect. 2, upon agreement between now the addict and the counselor, they can start the transformation journey. I recommend a change of thinking pattern, change of character that transforms into the behavior. I would recommend a day scholar. Instead of taking someone to a rehab for 3 months with no access to anything, no, a day scholar where you'll be reporting to a therapist clinic. They check you, you have a session, and then they go home. Why would I recommend a day scholar? It is because you're not moving this person out of his own triggers. Maybe when he's coming, he will pass through and see a pub open. Those are triggers. Or maybe when he's coming through, he will pass through his friends. Those are triggers. But you're allowing this person to deliberately make a choice that I've seen a pub, but I've chosen not to go there. I've seen my friends, but I've chosen not to hang out with them, and I'm going for therapy. What happens when they come for therapy? We take them through the journey of where did this all begin? We look at the root cause, not just the fruit of addiction. That this person have experienced rejection, this person feels like killing themselves. No, those are fruits of addiction. But the main root cause is the occurrence that happened. And when they are not resenting any help from their body because of withdrawal syndromes, and they are not feeling pushed to go for therapy by force, they are not experiencing rejection, these people can be able to go back to, when did this start? How did it happen? Oh, it happened when I lost my mom. Oh, it happened when I lost my job. Or it happened when I lost my family. And you're able to go through that occurrences. As painful as it is, this person is able to get to deal or face with the occurrences that caused him to get into addiction. And here, he has no one to blame because he is not feeling rejection and he's not feeling forced to go for. The other thing I would ask is give them time. I know you'd love your loved one to recover, to go for therapy today and recover tomorrow. But therapy is a process. Behavior change takes time. Don't rush them. Don't condemn them when they trip and fall. A child learns to walk through many falls. Be patient and very supportive. In the point of being supportive, I would love to clarify. I do not mean you give them money just because they're going for therapy. I do not mean that now you bail them out when they have an incident. No, it just means when they need to get help in terms of therapy, you're there. Because now if you go bailing them because they are doing therapy, you're not helping their behavior. They need to be accountable of their own behavior. And in this, you're helping them get to know each behavior has its own consequences, and consequences have to be faced. And in this, you've been able to help this person go through transformation in their current state. Imagine someone who's gone through rehabilitation, a closed rehabilitation for 3 months. Has never used substance whatever of his choice because of the 3 months detox. When he comes out, he encounters with his triggers, who could be friends, who could be the place that he used to hang out, who could be the triggers, maybe it's alcohol, will see a pub and get thirst about it. You've taken him back to his triggers and you wonder, how comes and this person had changed? What has happened? It is because the behavior was changed because of the environment, not because the triggers were there. And when he went there, whatever was addressed was only the emotions of anger, rejection, feeling these people that have brought me for therapy are not helping me. And in that area, they never got to get to the main root cause. Who could be a traumatic experience that happened to them, like we have seen the fireman losing 10 people and losing his family. When addicts are helped to face their fears, they become best equipped in handling issues on their own, and they are able to make future plans even more better than they used to do. Note better, therapy is a process that requires a lot of patience, consistency, and positive change will occur. Do not hesitate to reach out through my contacts below for question, inquiry, comment. Please write through my email or put your comment here. My name is Rechael Mbugwa. This is Heart Clinic, helping you understand addicts. Till next time, Bye bye.